Now we are on checklist item number 11, the concept level site plan. And this is on page 46 of your guide. So the first bullet point provides instructions on the site plan drawing, which depicts the location of the project deliverables in the park. I want to point out that it does not need to be construction documents or any professional rendering. Simply a bird's eye view. Could be pencil drawing, clip art, crayon. It's okay. All of those things are acceptable to us. All we really care about is, can we see where you are planning to put your recreation features and major support amenities within your project boundary? So that's all that we would really need to see. And we've seen effective plans with a variety of different kinds that have been sent to us. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to have professional drawings done for the purposes of our concept level site plan. The second bullet on this page refers to construction of new buildings. So these are like new recreation centers, new community centers. For any kind of new building that you're doing, at least 75% of the building's square footage must be for recreational purposes, only to be funded by the Regional Park Program grant funds. The building and its square footage should be indicated on your site plan. If more than 25% of this building will be devoted to non-public recreational space, different funding must be used and identified in the funding sources form, and an explanation should be attached to the site plan, just so we can see how it's laid out, and also that we can, if it is over that threshold of the no more than 25%, should be devoted to non-public recreational space. We just want to have you guys paint that picture for us, and you can indicate it by, shading out that particular area and saying, that's the area. We know we're over our limit, but we have dedicated other funds from outside of this grant that are going to be paying for that portion that puts us over that threshold. So again, that's only for construction of new buildings, that at least 75% needs to be for recreational purposes, and 25% can be devoted to non-public recreational spaces. And those are things like lobby areas, hallways, meeting rooms, office space, storage, and restrooms. So with that, we're going to move on to the next checklist item number 12, which is photos and copyright license agreement. Photos are requested at the project site, and we ask that one panoramic photo should be included. And these photos may be used to showcase if your grant is awarded. We like to show the before and after impacts of the projects that we fund. So a really neat way that really helps, portray your project and the impact of it is to make sure that you're including a background point of reference in your panoramic photo to help really show that transformation that's occurring. The guide mentions providing up to 4 8.5 by 11 sheets with photos. However, as we mentioned earlier, that's really no longer relevant because applicants are now going to be uploading your photos directly into the submittable application system. So with that, just please make sure that you upload at least 4 photos directly into the submittable application system. And we also welcome community-based planning photos as well, but that's not a requirement, but you're welcome to submit those if you choose so. And the copyright license agreement, that is on page 47. That covers all the photos that you're submitting. It doesn't have to be signed by the authorized representative, but it just needs to be signed by the person who, in your department that can approve our office the rights to use the photos that you're submitting if we would like to showcase your project. Okay, Victor, is there anything that you would like to address out loud before I turn it over to Adela?
There's a good question from Rachel. I'm not going to get into the details of that question, but I just want to throw something out there. If you're looking at lease agreements or turnkey agreements, meaning that you do not own the property and you're not planning on acquiring the property, make sure that the landowner is, qualifies for this program as a public agency or utility. And also, even more important, if you're looking at a turnkey means the transfer of the grant agreement after the project's complete. So the turnkey has to be to an eligible grant recipient. So if the agency that you're trying to turn over the grant agreement to for the remainder of the 30-year public operation and maintenance requirements is not an eligible applicant, it will not be an eligible recipient of a turnkey agreement. Okay. So checking with your project officer, if you're trying to do a lease agreement or especially a turnkey agreement, and the recipient is not an eligible applicant. Okay, so we'll have to work that out with you and get more information. Thank you.